And we are starting a fresh book now. This one I will be reading and speaking on Ecclesiastes, or however you pronounce it. Simply going to be reading it and expressing understanding. That's it. Primarily, that's all I'm doing. Details will be below in regards to the things I mean when I say them. Presence, absence, life, etc. This one I was excited for. I have not read this at all. This is 100% fresh. I'm reading it for the first time right now. And I don't know how good this is going to be or whatnot. What was expressed on what this expresses got me very excited. So I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but let's go. Now, I first read that it says, all is vanity, the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. I'm like, well, did he write that? Because I don't know anything about this other than, a vague Google search on what it's about. So I'm like, I searched it. Who wrote this? I'm not going to try to keep saying the word. I don't care. I'm just, if it's on the screen, I said it in the beginning. I'm not going to continue to butcher the word if I am or not, or try. I'm just going to move on. But I'm like, who wrote this? I searched, and it's like some people say this, some say that. They don't know. It's this, that. And I'm like, you know what? You want to look up who and all the different opinions and whatnot. I don't care. It's written. It's there to read. I'm going to read it. I don't care who wrote it. Like, it doesn't matter if nobody knows, nobody knows. It's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal unless you could find out. If you can't find out, move on. This is Ecclesiastes 1. That'd be the word of the preacher. So that would be what, 1? And then 2 would be, vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. Now, I didn't know specifically what vanity directly meant, so I looked it up. Excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance or achievements. 2, the quality of being worthless or futile. Where's my chapstick? My lips are dry and cracking. And what is it? What is the true meaning of vanity? Inflated pride in oneself or one's appearance. Conceited, self-centered, all that. Which is right. All is vanity. Because the primary, which is my argument that I'm researching, chapstick, excuse me, which if everybody's awareness and processes of awareness originates around the self first, that is vanity, but it's also the natural order of things right now. It's like you can't help it unless you change the environment for people to naturally produce a processing order where the self isn't the center, like the primary processor, reflector, etc. What does this mean to me? What does this say about me? Instead of what the thing is itself, if it's not yourself. So if everything is perceived of what it means to the self, that is a word of vanity. That doesn't always have to be wrong. But yeah, all is vanity. If the majority are processing what everything means to the self, that is a form of vanity. That's not wrong. In excess it is, because it leaves too much ignorance. That's all. And it produces a lot more actual vanity. Because again, if you're processing what everything means to you and that's all, then if the person, processing it for themselves is, not so correct, there's a lot of bad vanity, like the sinful kind that they put it. 3. What does man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun? It depends on what the toiling is for. Is it for to sustain life or not? Depends on what the work is for. Does it align with that which is life or not? Even hard work, physical hard work that leaves you literally crawling through the door at the end of the day, if that is done in righteousness for life and not for other things, then it's not really toil at all. It's enjoyable labor. Like, say, again, with the car, I keep using the car analogies because they're just so simple to understand. They're everywhere. It's something everybody could understand. It's like, what's more important to a car with the labor involved? Building the structure first and primary, making sure it's functional, or toiling and hard work just to make it look pretty when there's no structure underneath the body to drive? One labor is for life and function, the other is for vanity, basically. 4. A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever. That's self-explanatory. If everything on the surface is suddenly gone, would the earth remain? Yes. People continue, come and go, but the earth remains until it doesn't remain. And then really, forever, that's a big assumption. Anything could come flying out of space and boom. So I wouldn't really say forever. It's even biblically not put forever. Okay, let me think about that a little deeper now. Since that was a little too quick and easy and moved on, that was more of a literal process explanation. Why would he? Why would you even? I'm thinking, why would you even make that statement? Like, what are you trying to say by saying that statement? What's that regarding? Like, it's like just a statement. Like, what is there? What else is there? Well, why is he even saying that? Like, what's behind his statement? What's the person analyzing? What's the person saying? And it's like when it's simple and vague, it's like it's very hard. And now I'm losing track because I'm explaining more than just doing. But then again, I'm explaining what I'm trying to do, but that's interrupting what I'm doing. Excuse me. Almost as if saying, all right, deeply saying as if people come and go and nothing, and I don't, wait, let me think. I mean, it could be pointing at what should be served. People come and go, stop serving ourselves, start serving what remains forever. If that's what it means, then that's pretty specific. Five, the sun rises and the sun goes down and hastens to the place where it rises. What of it? Again, too vague. It's like it's like it's missing something. That's what I hate about the short kind of stuff. It's like it's too vague. It's like I'm looking at what the what the expressor is expressing, and it's like he's not giving enough information to know where the person's expressing from. So it's like it's difficult to understand that way. It's like, well, what does that mean to me? What do I interpret that to mean? Sun rises, sun goes down, hastens the place where it rises. I mean, I'm just picturing that in like literal, physical, natural order operating in my head right now in contemplation. A sun going up, a sun going down. When it's set in, it's basically saying when it sets in one place, it's rising in another. The quicker it goes down, the quicker it's going up in another. What's so deep about that? That's just what it does. 6, the wind blows to the south and goes around to the north. Around and around goes the wind, and on its circuits the wind returns. Just a natural flow. That is just the flow of life in physical reference. That's it. That's how it flows. It's like self-sustaining, self-feeding. It gives out and it receives. It's That's exactly what I expressed in other videos. The flow of life. Where you give out in life, life returns unintently. That's simply the process of life. It's investing in life. And that is everywhere you could see it. It's either there or if it's not, it's wrong. Because even a stone is the same as that, same flow. Even a simple rock has deeper explanation to it, deeper flow, deeper entanglement, and expression of the flow of life in a physical form. They call that the passing of time, but to go deeper real quick, time is an illusion. There is only the current now. So if you look at it that way, even a rock shows a process of now over time. Not a process of time, but a process of now that is measured with a tool called time. Forgive me if that was a little too deep right there. I was just expressing the flow in a physical manner. 7, all streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the stream, tongue twister. All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they flow again. And I just explained that. I love doing that. See, that's fun. I just explained that flow, and I didn't even read ahead. My attention, my eyeballs do not go beyond what I'm reading. I was reading 6. I did not even look at 7 at all. And that's what I love doing. I just explained 7 by answering 6. Same thing. All streams creeks run into streams, run into rivers that go into the sea. The water evaporates. It gets taken all over the world through the wind, currents, and it goes everywhere else, and then it eventually comes back to the sea. There again, the presence of now, the flow of life. What goes out comes back. First, last, just the flow of things. Self-sustained flow of life in physical reference. What reference? First was the wind in 6 and the sea in 7. Let's see what 8 brings, right? See what I said. I was excited for this. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. All things are full of weariness. A man cannot utter it. It's the understanding of the absence of life. Presence of life, the natural flow, the natural order of things. I don't know about weariness. It takes its toll, but when it's natural, when it's something that doesn't have negative or outside influence over it, it's acceptable because that's reality. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Those two, for me, that's understanding. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor is the ear filled with not satisfied with the ear filled with hearing. No, because if that's all it is, then there's no understanding, there's no depth, there's no nothing. It's just like a blank piece of paper. Like just a flat sheet of paper. It's just like there's nothing to it. The eye, the ear, those are entry points for understanding from a physical reference. So no, the eye, hearing, the eye and ears, it's seeing and hearing isn't enough. There's always more. So no, it's not satisfied. When it comes to understanding itself, like understanding itself, like itself is understanding. There's so much more than just seeing and hearing. 9. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Again, that goes right back to 6 and 7. What has been is what will be. It's just the flow of life. In the now, in the current moment that never ends. It's always the current moment. No matter what you think, believe, or anything, it's always the current moment of now. That flow is right there. What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done. There is nothing new under the sun. Everything is already there. It all depends on flow. If you want presence of life, be in that, in the now, in the current moment, continuously. That's when what will be is what has been done. You do it now, it'll eventually be presence of life and nothing else. It won't be absence. It all depends on what is in the now. So if you don't like what's in the now, fill it with something else. That's as simple as I could possibly put it. But I'm going to go 10 and 11, then I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. 10. Is there a thing of which it is said, see, this is new. It has been already in the ages before us. Is there a thing of which it is said, see, this is new? No, nothing is new. That's cool. That really is cool. Because now I stopped there for a moment. I'm like, you see, this is new. I'm like, well, what's new that I could use as a reference now? What is the most known reference now I could use that? I don't know what that beeping is. Heard like a quick alarm beep that just grabbed my attention. Physical urgency grabbed my attention. That's all I thought. Because I have a smoke alarm sitting next to me, and my kid was playing with that. Might have been what beeped. All right, so what is new? I think of what could be referenced now that is new. And it's perfect. It is the perfect example. AI, artificial intelligence of any way. You could call that new. You could. But what is it filled with? Information. And all of that information isn't new. That's why it's not really new. It's just more built on top of more. It's just stacking upon stacking upon stacking. If you take away all the contents, all the information that is already existing, it's already known from AI, and what's it left with? What is it? Nothing. It's got no information in it. It doesn't exist because there's nothing to build it from. That's why there's nothing new. It's just reconfigured. Honestly, the way I look at it, like say ChatGPT, that's more like, as far as a tool goes, like it's just like, to put it in like that context, which I'm explaining, is more like an advanced form of Google search, so to speak, where you just search information instead of having to go find the information out of, like, say 10 different websites from 20 different people. The software could do it for you. Take that information that's already there, not new, and hand it to you instead of you doing the labor, going hunting it down. So it's just reconfigure. It's like it's to look at it in that analytic way. It's like reconfiguring how I use Google, but instead of Google, how everybody uses it, it's now AI. It's just a more refined tool that already exists. It's not new, it's just reconfigured, refined. No different than the vehicles from 100 years ago versus the vehicles now. They're still vehicles, they still serve the same function, the same foundational functions. They're no different other than reconfigured. "11. There is no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after." Is that referring to the now again? I'm going to sit with that for a moment. "There's no remembrance of former things, nor will there be any remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after." Well, I don't know what that's referring to, though. People? You can't know or meet or interact with people from the past, nor anyone after. Or is that talking about before you're born and after you're gone? There's no remembrance of former things. There's no memory before you're born, nor there will be a remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after. Is that talking about death that is after? "Nor will there be any remembrance of later things yet to be among those who come after." Is he worried about not being remembered after he's gone? I'm assuming that's what it seems like to me. They don't remember the former things, and they ain't gonna remember after. I don't. Later things yet to be among those. That's confusing. All right, you know what? I'm going to finish actually all of 1, and then I'm going to cut the recording to just leave it at 1, and then begin right after at 2 after I go to the bathroom. Just to make it one piece at a time instead of one whole shindig. All I have to do is click stop record. This is good. Hit record again for number 2. The vanity of wisdom. Hopefully that. Wait, let me go ahead real quick. Okay, no. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't into 2. Because that the vanity of wisdom, like, I guess that was just 1 was the words of apparently King David, and then this 12 to 18 is the vanity of wisdom. "12. I'm just gonna highlight that. It's easier on this one. On Thomas, it was hard to highlight because it kept highlighting a lot more. That way I could just keep that. I could literally deliberately keep my eyes focused on one verse. Wait, what? Oh, there's more. What? See what I mean? Look, there's 12 is there, and 13 is in the wrong space. It should be spaced underneath it under here. Man, come on now. That's just bad setup on your website. I was about to read 12 through 14 without realizing. I didn't look at the number. I didn't look at 12, and then 15 was under it. So I'll just highlight. And luckily, I didn't read it all yet. 12. The vanity of wisdom. 12. I, the preacher, have been king over Israel in Jerusalem. Okay, self-explanatory, expression. I should about stop there real quick and think if that means anything else. No, I don't know. But I gotta pee. So I'm not gonna sit there over something that one sentence where I don't have anything else to go on. I'm not gonna sit here and look for clues I don't have to go on, basically. 13, and usually it's just an opening anyway, just like one was literally the first number one was the words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. That's just a statement. There's nothing else to go on that. So that's probably what 12 was, same as 1, just the opening line of the vanity of wisdom. 13, and I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom and all that is done under heaven. It is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. Oh, that's heavy. No, not really. Yes and no. Superficially unhappy. And that's basically what I've been doing my whole life. Applied my heart to seek and search out by wisdom all that is done under heaven. Except, to name it literally, for as long as I can remember, and my awareness of self began at 3 years old. That's all I'm going to claim on that. But for as long as I can remember, I've always analyzed and searched and tried to understand what it all means. Life, existence, everything. Not under heaven, just everything. What is the purpose of existing, of living, of being? The purpose of the nonsense, the purpose of the presence of life, everything. See, I grew up in a very absent environment. They call it the latchkey kids, Gen X. Like that whole societal structure where most kids grew up the same way, but not entirely the same environment. You could trust your kids at an early age to act more responsible and whatnot, where they could have a key to the house and, go out, be safe, and come back before nighttime and stuff like that. Except the people around me were more absent of life, more negative, stuff like that. Which is probably why I always, searched and sought out further understanding of that which matters most. Because what I was being presented at that early of an age was not what was happening within. If you're surrounded by wrong and you could feel, that it's wrong, then the natural course is, okay, well, what's right? It's like, what's going on? This is wrong. The first thing to do is analyze. Search out wisdom. And I've been doing that for as long as I can remember, as long as I know. And it is an unhappy business that God has given to the children of man to be busy with. Yes. It's not common for everybody to be in deeper understanding of life and of existence and reality, and so much more there is to describe. Whereas people care about function. They want the system to continue. There is no payout. There's no societal payout. You're not going to win a lot of money, you know, understanding what matters most. That doesn't come with a paycheck with a number sign and a bunch of zeros. That delivers payout naturally in the flow of life. It's only unhappy because it's not societally functionable and sustainable of the societal way of living. I mean, it is more so now, thanks to the internet, thanks to what I'm doing right now, making videos or podcasts or just, uploading understanding and information. Are people making a living doing this and sharing things? Yeah, all the time. Could they that back then? No. And I don't know why that is. Sharing understanding neutrally, not attacking anybody, just stating in neutrality, is so offensive and immediately defended. I mean, I know why. I don't understand how that's the common theme. And that's why you can't really go out there and speak that way, because everybody's throwing opinions left and right, and everybody's offended at everything, and nothing gets done. When you agree to focus on that which matters most, then you can leave yourself out of it, and there's no freaking opinion throwing and stuff like that. But just because it is, there's no payoff. There's no societal payoff with that right now. The only way that pays off is if you want to be authentic and you don't spam with commercials and stuff, then the system isn't paying you really. YouTube might with views and attention and whatnot, but it's a financially unhappy business. I mean, yeah, I'm poor. I live in poverty. I struggle. So what? That's life. I'd rather struggle and be content in life than be rich and ignorant of it. Simple as that. It's like the only unhappiness is what you make of it. I'm in my house. I got walls. I got heat. I got food. I got shelter. I got water. I got toiletries. Drink. I'm good. What's there to be unhappy about? As far as even just superficially, I'm good. So I can't really call it really unhappy. It all depends. It depends on your vanity. Just to go back to what it said, number 2, vanity. Oh yeah, it does. The vanity of wisdom. Oh, okay. Now that actually puts it in a different perspective now. The inflation of wisdom. All right, let me read that in that way then. I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom all this done under. It is unhappy business that God's going. I read it right, but I don't know about the vanity part. I guess I was speaking on the unvanity part. Yeah, in vanity, it's only that's the only unhappy part of it. In vanity, just because you're wise doesn't make you any more inflated. More inflated pride in oneself or one's appearance, or even in one's wisdom. That's what I said. I'm not being prideful, boastful, or egotistical, or anything about my understanding. It's like I want to share it. Wisdom, understanding, information, whatever. Why boast about it? What's there to hold over people? If you know the presence of life, you want to share life, so there's more presence that's not your control. That's life itself. If you educate somebody on life and then you see them independently act in life in what they were taught, that is the flow of life without you doing it, causing it, or meaning to. That is neither of your hands knowing what anything is doing. That's just doing in life. And that's seeing its process happen without intention. That's the whole point. That's awesome. I love that. That's food for the spirit without intentionally feeding it. "14. I have seen everything that is done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and striving after wind." Yeah. All is vanity and striving after wind. Because when you do it serving yourself or foundations that are not of life, then you're not flowing in life that the wind references that I mentioned earlier. What was that, 7 or 6? Yeah, 6. Ecclesiastes 1:6. That's just another way. 14 is another reference to 6. When the flow is not with life, it is striving after the wind. It is striving to be in the very flow of life. 15, what is crooked cannot be made straight, and what is lacking cannot be counted. Lacking is infinite. It cannot be counted. You're always lacking. There's always more to be understood. There's always more. You'll never know everything. You'll never understand everything. You'll never have everything or be everything, etc., etc., etc. So it's not what is, what is lacking. It's what is unknown cannot be counted. What is unknown is infinite. What is crooked cannot be made straight. Now you see that might be right for the times. And because this is a biblical referenced book, I'm gonna name that biblically. I'm gonna reference that biblically for a moment, because I'm not trying to read this biblically. Like, I'm not going to speak on it in a religion or religious manner. That's what I'm trying not to do. I'm not being anti-religious. I'm just speaking it within understanding, not religious understanding, but just singular understanding of life. What is crooked cannot be made straight, what is corrupted cannot be uncorrupted, which was true for the times, because Yeshua did not fulfill that covenant yet. And there's that C word I forgot yesterday at the end of Thomas. Covenant. So that is correct for the times. What is crooked cannot be made straight. What is corrupted cannot be saved. It was saved afterwards. So that's why there's more. I thought this was just one big one. I got to go to the bathroom, but I want to finish this video. And then go to the bathroom and starting on 2. Because this has been good and I don't want to ruin it by, something ahead throws a monkey wrench in this. Nor do I want to just cut it. I just want to stop it at the end of this and leave it one video. "16, I said in my heart, I have acquired great wisdom, surpassing all who were over Jerusalem before me, and my heart has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge." And yeah, that's vanity. He's boasting his wisdom, like saying, "I got more." That's not a good thing. Initially it is. It's good to recognize if you understand more, if you're wiser, because you know what that means? It means you know more that they do, and that means you're supposed to share information and wisdom and understanding. That is the singular only reason in that context to know more, to recognize that you know more or understand more or wisdom. Because then you could share it. If everybody knows the sky is blue and you suddenly realize that, you sound like a fool going out yelling, "Hey, the sky is blue, the sky is blue." Males here. So again, it's important to know, but you don't be vanity about it. You don't be boastful, egotistical. You don't hold it over anybody. You understand where it lies, and then you share what's missing. If people are missing an understanding, it's our responsibility in life and living to share it, not hoard it, not monetize it, not all that nonsense. Share it. Share life, so the presence of life can be primary now. "17, and I applied my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceive that this also is but a striving after wind." No. What? No. I'm confused now. Is that opposite? Is that put in a bad way? I don't know. No, I'm just trying to think of the negative here. Like, there's no negative. If you don't know wisdom, understanding, information, etc., that is bad. Ignorance is the worst. Ignorance is the worst effing thing to life itself. And the evidence is everywhere. If people don't teach what matters most, then what matters most is never shown, never present. And if somebody to seek to understand more wisdom, to understand presence more, is not a negative thing. It's not yeah, it is. Nice. Oh, that is cool. Yeah, it is striving after the wind. It's chasing the wind. It's chasing life for understanding. That's not a bad thing. You got to know both sides of the coin, presence and absence of life. Good side mirrors the bad side. Or good side, bad, yeah, yin and yang, a whole bit. If you know the worst, you also know the best. Because how is the worst if you don't know the best? If you don't know two sides, then it's neutral. So, yeah, wisdom, madness, folly, positive, negative. You got to know both sides, or else it cancels itself out and it remains neutral in ignorance. And that is very destructive, extremely destructive, primarily more than nourishing. Oh, no. But that was good. That was real good. I like that. All right. Final for verse 1, for Ecclesiastes 1:18. For in much wisdom is much vexation, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. Excuse me. The state of being annoyed, frustrated, or worried. Yeah. Initially. Or actually not initially. Well, yeah, now is... It's not... It's more, for me, it's more annoying now. But when it's nothing but absence, when all your understanding is the absence of life and what's negative, and why isn't presence more present, to be simple, why are people more bad than good? Why is it more common for somebody to take your money than to give you money without any rhyme or reason? That is the vexation of it. When you look at one side, when you look at absence of life, all the negative, yes, that is vexation. And yes, that increases sorrow. But again, and this is the whole thing, stop concentrating on one side. Stop looking at the absence. Stop looking at the negative. Even if the whole thing you're looking at is negative and there's only a sliver of good, sliver of presence there, that's what you look at. That's what's present. Presence. You want presence. You don't want absence. Absence is worthless. You're flowing. There's no flow to it. It's just information. And it just sucks away. Just found a quarter sitting on the side of my desk. So it's not like, see, that's the sorrow right there. That's the vexation. I hate that. Because you're looking at it from one side. Absence, negativity. It's like yeah, the world's in chaos now. There's a lot of negative to look at, a lot more negative in the broader spectrum of it to see than positivity. But when it comes down to it, if you just sit and look at the bad, that's all you're going to reflect. If you analyze nothing but negativity, it's going to cause you to be negative, and I know that firsthand. But flip the coin. Like I said, the worst things you know, the very worst things you can even imagine, the worst, the most putrid things in the world, in your imagination. It doesn't have to be, it could be fictional. Complete imagination, non-reality. And yet, the only way to know that level of bad or negative or absence is to have the capacity to understand its opposite, its presence, its good, the opposite, the inversion of it. Except to keep it from vexation and sorrow, you don't focus on what is absent. You simply acknowledge it and put it where it belongs, in absence. You don't add weight to it and throw it on your back. You look at presence, and then you embody and reflect on that. That is why it's not vexation or sorrow. That is simply looking at the absence. One-sided. Two sides to every coin. Never let the absent side consume you. Even within understanding, because trust me, I know, this self-testifying here, I know how bad it gets. I'm not going to get into a self-ranting expression, but I'm just simply stating I know. Never focus on the absence. No, don't wait. Let me correct that. Don't carry it. Obviously, you still need to understand absence and everything else. Just that, sort it accordingly. Don't make it primary, and it won't be vexation and sorrow. It's actually even more than the inversion of those. It's beyond description, that which is presence. Like I said, even looking at a simple turtle sitting here next to me sunbathing under his lamp. The presence this little girl gives, the turtle, is so much more than if the turtle wasn't there at all. So which is to focus on? The presence that's there, or the absence that's not there? It's better to have the turtle to sit here and look at and appreciate than to not have one at all. So what's sorrowful about that? Now to go to the bathroom, and then I will jump on to 2. Ecclesiastes 2, and that'll survive where I'll finish for the day. 1 hour. That's pretty good. Catch you on the next video.